Hey YouTube, this is the Purple One. Today was a busy day. I had three guys helping me put some siding up on my house. Just easier to have some professionals. They are friends, but they do this for a living, so they help put some siding up. So that's why the video is so late today. So lots to talk about. This video is many topics all in one. But first I want to talk about the Russia situation and the attacks inside of Russia with the drones. This is just escalating. So do not be surprised when things get very critical. I hope you're planning, I hope you're prepping, I hope you're taking inventory. I hope you're sitting down with friends and families and talking about this, saying this potentially could happen. Now, if these people aren't preppers, you know, good luck trying to get them convinced. But if they are preppers, sit down and say, hey, money's tight on all our ends, but what do we really need as a group of people? Do you have this? And if you don't have this, I have this. Can you buy this? Sit down now and figure out what you need, especially if you live close together, and figure it out now. I have no crystal ball. I could tell you nothing. Anyone that predicts is just guessing. But I do tell you that things are not good. And they're getting worse, and just prepare, trust in the Lord. That's all you can do. A lot of people I know do not have money. Financial problems are, you know, everything's getting squeezed. Do the best you can. I want to talk about grass. I used the reel mower, that's the old tiny push mower, and I cut grass and I gave it to chickens and rabbits, and I gave it to the cows some. Grass is important. So if you're got some animals or you're thinking about getting some animals, look at your lawn. Put in a new lawn. You know, kill those weeds off. Get some good grass growing, because grass is feed. My rabbits, my chickens, the pigs love when I cut it with the reel mower, and I just take them that soft, fresh. Oh, they love it. Think about that. So you might say, Dave, my wife ain't letting me prep that much. But maybe you tell her, hey, I want to put a new lawn in. I want it nice and green for you and the kids. She'll say, oh, do it. That is actual feed. That's important. You're not a cow farmer. You're a grass farmer. You got to raise grass for your cow. Also, I want to talk about infrastructure. Look at your infrastructure right now. Is your infrastructure able to support a grid down or a homesteading type existence? Look at it. Look at your projects that you need to do. Prioritize projects. Which ones are the most important to sustain yourself? I also want you to think of having a $1,000 bill in this hand. $1,000. You got 10 $100 bills. Could you take and convert those into something in the right hand that's like a tool, a machine, something that you can make something you could add value to a product? I don't know what you're into, either be woodworking or welding or something, but if you have extra cash around, you're saying, maybe you want something tangible to put your hands on, something to make something with. Granted, you need to have a little bit of stockpile, especially if we go into a recession, but if you could take some of that dollars that are just sitting there, some of you have it sitting in your gun safe, piling up, could you take it and convert it into something so you could make a product or make money off of your investment by making something and selling it? So look at that. Probably the best thing I want to tell you today is I talked to a lot of people on the phone. Today was a good day. I did a lot of phone talking, which was fine because I could watch what the guys were doing and talk on the phone. I talked to some great people. I talked to some people that they're salt of the earth. So, you know, you look at the crazy news and you could get discouraged and say, man, it's falling apart. If you could do what I do every day and talk to the greatest people in the earth, it would encourage you. Because these people, you know, most of them have a question, but really during the conversation, I get encouraged. Or I see what they're doing and saying, maybe I could do that. There's a lot of good people out there. You got to find these people. Today, just a little bit ago, a gentleman called, an ex-Army guy, moved into my area. We have a million things in common. And hopefully next week I'm going to take them to breakfast and get to know them, because it's just part of the community. You better be strengthening that community. I'm beyond, I can't even tell you my true feelings on YouTube about the government, be it local, be it state, be it federal. They're parasites. I'll just say they're parasites. I have no use for them, no need for them. They take and take and take and take, and they give us more problems than they solve, because we're on a pathway that's not following righteousness. And anytime you follow a man, you're going to go astray. So it's all about community and trying to find like-minded people. Some of you are saying, Dave, I can't find anyone. Find a place that has any type of garden club. It might be a feed and seed, the one out in Columbia that I've talked about. That girl's doing great things. She's teaching people how to grow things. She's providing products. She's providing networking. I think it's Sally's. Great place. You got to find those. You have to go out of your way to try to connect with people. Unless you have something like a job like mine, or the ability to just talk to 1 million people, you have to go out there and put the effort in to find people. So don't complain, I can't find anyone. They're out there, trust me, because I'm talking to them and they all say, I can't find anybody, I can't find anybody. Yeah, there's people out there. So look at hobbies that you're interested in. Go to the gun range. Visit your local gun shop. Visit anywhere where you got a feed and seed place. Look on their little bulletin board, because they're going to be people selling rabbits, selling goats. Maybe you can get a conversation going up with these people, and you might find out, well, they're not really hardcore preppers, but they're hardcore homesteaders. Sometimes a hardcore homesteader is better than a hardcore prepper any day, because it gets back to a resupply plan. It's great having the ability to stock and put stuff back, and I want you to do that. I want you to do it for a few reasons. First of all, because of the logistical problems, we could go into shortages. Secondly, we don't know 6 months from now if those cans of Beanie Weenies are going to be double the price. No one knows. So yes, stockpile, stockpile, stockpile. And you can only stockpile up to your financial ability. So don't get discouraged when I say stockpile and you're like, Dave, I bought 2 cans of fruit this week and that's all I could do extra. You know what? That's extra. You had 2 cans of fruit. That's a big improvement over what you had last week. But the really thing is going to come down to the ability for a local community to support themselves. Now, if you're in a big subdivision, look at that subdivision as I look at my community here of people in the country. Just concentrate on that subdivision and try to figure things out. People might not be right now receptive to your message of prepping. 2 months from now, they might be begging you to teach them because their eyes are open and things are getting worse. One thing I wish our governor would do in the state of South Carolina, or any governor, they would look at your state and say, you know what, the federal government has abandoned us by indebting us almost $32 trillion. They're indebting us into this crazy world, world politics, the new world order, whatever you want to call it. They don't have the best interest. We're way over $100 billion given to Ukraine that we could have used here. And when I say used here, I'm not meaning just free handouts. I'm meaning building our local community, building infrastructure. I would love to see a governor say, you know what? I want to bring businesses in. I want to bring small farms in. One thing I think we need to do is the infrastructure of animal processing plants in the local communities. They're hard to get in. Some people are saying they're still hard to get in. You gotta schedule way out if you have a pig or a cow that's going to be slaughtered and prepared for you, and wrapped up for meat. We need to have those things in our community. I wish the governor would say, you know what, we're going to give you tax free for 3 years if you move in and set that up. I truly wish we would have, you got all kinds of programs in schools where they can teach kids to get into a trade. What about butchering? People don't even know how to properly butcher animals. I'm learning, I'm trying to do it, because it's a skill set that our forefathers had that we don't have, and we think we're so smart. Yeah, we are. We got a computer and we can pull information quickly, but can you take a pig and slaughter it and use every part? I know of a few people, a few families that can take an animal, slaughter, and use everything. Use the lard, use everything for a purpose, like they used to do. As I said, this video, a lot of little things. I hope you can take one thing out of this video and apply it to your life today. Get you prepping, get you prepared, because every day we are moving closer to World War III. I hate saying that because I don't want to scare you. We are moving towards a conflict. The Lord is in control. I don't know what's going to happen. He controls kings and queens and presidents. He controls them. His hand's on them. It's all in his hands, but it's not looking good for us. I'm seeing more and more overseas where their civil defense or their protection for their citizens are increasing, and nothing is coming from our local or our federal politicians. Not a word. You are going to be on your own. So start preparing, but the big thing is getting some people together, because once you get all those skill sets, you get resources, and you will realize you're not by yourself. You don't have to be lonely. So take something out of this video. Main thing, just keep prepping. Thanks for watching.